I'm not a Cincinnati Bengals fan, but something that their quarterback Joe Burrow said a couple years ago still really resonates with me actually. And the one thing that I love about sports is that a lot of the metaphors and a lot of sports can be really correlated to a lot of the things we see and do in life. And the thing he said was that his prime was his entire career. And in my head, it's kind of translated to for us non-professional athletes, our primes are as long as we're still fucking breathing. And the message of this video is the game is never over. And this actually hits a little bit harder for me today doing this video because just a couple of days ago, I had my first experience with suicide, where someone in my family unfortunately took their lives. And now I'm seeing the ramifications of it on everybody, who's left to deal with it. And I'm not going to go into the specifics because just, it's not important. The thing that I want to stress is that a lot of us a lot of us are not fortunate to get shit on the timing that we want. That's just the reality of it. The thing is that life has a grand plan. I truly believe that. I believe everybody has the potential to achieve whatever destiny that they have in mind. But the thing is that it's never gonna be on your timeline, if that makes sense. For me, for example, shit, I'd love to be a fucking billionaire right now, man. But the reality is that who I am right now is not a billionaire. And unless you're able to really understand that and move your life as if you are what you want to become, then that's how things begin to transform. So now, shut the fuck up. Oh my god, I gotta make a video on these cats, bro. Another video. That's another video to discuss. But I want you all to really take a step back and kind of just understanding where you are in this game of life right now. Whether you're winning, whether you feel like you're winning, whether you feel like you're losing, none of that fucking matters. Because the reality is that you as a soul have the ability to wake up and change your circumstance at any point. And the reality is changing your reality requires you to change yourself first. And I've seen how when certain things, even just mentality shifts in my mind, literally affect my body. And I really want to hammer home this point that you guys need to continue to keep pushing. Me, I'm still pushing, bro. There's times like historically, I'm not the same person anymore. Historically, I've been lazy as fuck, boy. I come home from work, I smoke a fat bowl, I just chill, and relax. But now, what I've been realized is that who I want to become, the situation I want to find myself in, requires me to be less of what I previously was. So you can't succeed as an old version of yourself who never had a chance to play the game, to begin with. Can the high school version of okay, that's actually a bad. I was about to say, can the high school version of LeBron James play in the NBA? Oh shit, he probably did. But could the middle school version did? No, the middle school version wasn't ready. He wasn't strong enough. He wasn't smart enough. He didn't have the skills yet to play for the big leagues. So what I'm trying to say is in this game, you have to cultivate your skills. You have to cultivate whatever talents you might have to be able to find yourself in the position that you want to be in. For me, I understand energy. I understand where my energy is best suited at. So I'm going to focus in the certain areas that it's going to be best suited in for. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I understand. I might not want to be talking in front of a mic right now. Truthfully, I might not want to be. I might not want to go ahead and have a conversation with somebody. But I understand my energy and my energy is beneficial to those type of things. So therefore, I'm able to kind of flow a little bit better with that. Now, the whole energy conversation is a different conversation for another video. But what I'm saying is that you already know what talents you have. You already know what you like. You already know what you find engaging. Lean into those things because you'll find the most success from those things because you're just so naturally inclined by them. And keep playing the fucking game, man. If it's social media, keep posting. If you're a content creator, if you're a gamer, keep getting those reps, man. And I think as we continue to evolve into this society, I think a lot of the things we see as kind of normal now are going to be even exaggerated more. So, for example, streamers. It's streaming is going to take on a completely different life and like a completely different entire view in this next 5 years or so. So, what we're seeing streamers do now is going to be completely different from what they're doing in 5 years. So, be ahead of the game, understand trends, understand how these things work, and you just give yourself a better chance at winning. And I just want to continue to hammer home the point. You cannot fucking give up, bruh. You cannot give up. And whatever version of giving up looks like for you, you just have to know that the reason that you've had the idea implanted in your mind, the reason that you're able to feel these things is because a version of you has already experienced it. A version of you knows what it's like to taste that victory, to taste that success. And now you in your present moment are like, okay, I've gotten this glimpse. I've tapped in to this little glimpse, this little taste of what I just envision right now. How can I do it? And then you reverse engineer the steps from there. For me, right now, the one thing that I've learned is that I can't do shit by myself. I really can't. I need a team. I need help. You know, I haven't built the muscle to do a lot of the extracurricular things to get to be successful by myself. Everybody needs a team. Everybody needs a team. So what I implore you to do as well is surround yourself with people who are like-minded, who are as hungry, and who are essentially as smart or smarter than you that can help you talk these things through and figure out solutions because when you surround yourself with individuals, especially this is something my dad always told me, and this is a common saying. You never want to be the smartest in the room. And that's correct because you gain no benefit by being the smartest in the room. By me, if I'm the smartest in the room, then I'm telling everybody what the fuck to do. Like, yes, that's good. Of course. Hell yeah. Of course that's fucking good. But what I'm saying this is that there's a level of growth. And until, like, of course, you're going to be the final boss. You're going to be the final boss. But in order to be the final boss, you can't be, in order to be the true final boss, you can't be fucking being around minions the entire time. That's actually a bad analogy. Because minions, you guys get the point, though. I think you guys get the point. All I want to say is, I'll wrap this video up. Everything takes practice. Everything takes time. Everything takes reps. View life as a video game. View life as a sport. If you, at any level, had some consistency with a sport, whether it's high school, whether it's college, bring that same intensity, bring that same mentality that you had in sports and into your life, and you'll find yourself being significantly more successful because the two are exactly correlated. Why do you think, God rest his soul, Kobe Bryant can go ahead, win 5 championships, and then go on and win a fucking Oscar? Why do you think LeBron James could be the best basketball player for 2 decades, still be a billionaire, have all these businesses it's games, man. There's levels to these games, and you see these people, and I'm like I said, I love using sports because sports people aren't necessarily the smartest. They're not necessarily the most talented outside of what they do. They have this one thing that they can do, but you see how they parlay it into other different things. And a lot of the times is that you'll see great professional athletes, really the greatest professional athletes, go on to other types of ventures and find success there because it's not just about the physical traits that they have, it's about what they mentally have the capacity for. So if you're someone who, okay, we're back in focus. If you're someone who's going to be consistently in the gym 4 a.m. to freaking 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, up in there before everybody else. How does that mentality not translate to business? We're like, you know what? Fuck. I'm gonna focus on this plan, and I'm gonna get the. It's all translatable. You just swap in the gym for maybe some hours on the computer trying to figure out, a bunch of shit. You can figure out, the games. Yours are equivalent to the game. Maybe you have a big meeting, a big presentation, a big opportunity to really showcase your skills for maximum benefit. And that's the preparation that needs to be taken place because, like I said, sports exam people in sports are the perfect example because, like I said, they're not the most intelligent. They're not the most talented outside of being physically gifted a lot of the times. But yet you can see how their mentality and how their drive allows them to be successful in other ventures. So that's pretty much it, man. Like I said, the game is never over. As long as you're willing to play, the game is never over, bro. I really hope you guys internalize that. I want you guys to realize that, your prime is your entire career. At any fucking moment, your life can change. And at any moment, you can change your life. So, that's all I gotta say, man. That's all I gotta say.